one of the local newspapers, and I can't write letters to the editor because I work there. But there was a letter that was put in by a business owner in this community not too long ago, slamming, absolutely just slamming the Tea Party.
Slamming who?
The Tea Party.
Oh.
And Sarah Palin and all this stuff. And I haven't seen one rebuttal letter at all. And if nothing else, we have to defend this.
You gotta respond.
You have to respond.
I mean, you got to. I mean, and everybody's scared. I mean, you want to duck your head and stay under the cover. You just can't do it. I mean, if you want, we're going to move forward. That's what we had. 150 legislators. We got down to 6 that would respond to lawsuits. Like one of the medias, we had 2 state employees that was lesbians, and the one male lesbian, I guess you call it, thought she had husband's rights to go to the funeral, take the state, if she worked for the state of Indiana, and take the time off, which they denied it, said no, so she filed suit, and you got to have, guys sign the counter suits, and that. We was down to 6 legislators out of 150 that actually would go back and do these counter suits. So, I mean, we was, all the time, doing that. Now we're back up to about 9 to 10, something like that sometimes. But it's just not the public; it's everywhere. Everybody don't want the controversy or the, they blow the smoke,
The businessman that wrote that letter is left mouse a tongue.
I know, but at the same time, there's a lot of people. Going back to what we were talking about with the kids, this society has become so lazy. We have to go to them and teach them, because they're going to sit at home and they're going to watch NBC Nightly News and they're going to watch ABC News. They're not watching Fox. They're watching the 3 main networks, and they're listening, and they believe everything they read, and they believe everything they hear. So they're believing everything they hear about us Tea Party members. They believe everything they hear about. They believe that we're crazy. They believe that we're terrorists. They believe it because we're not going and telling them otherwise. We're not showing them that we're Christians for the most part, that we're hardworking, we hold down jobs, we pay our bills. If we don't defend ourselves, who's going to?
Thousands marched in Washington. There was not a space to stand.
Right.
And that, I think they're afraid of the Tea Party.
Well, they are.
They are.
Because it is growing. It is slowly growing. And that's what the fear of. I mean, if this keeps growing, but what we got to do is escalate it some way. We got to get these people's hearts and souls into this thing and get moving. So, I mean, we don't have the time. I mean, this country's in bad shape. I mean, it just, I said that's what it is. You just got to have, to find some way to get everybody together and start moving forward quicker, And you're going to take the heat. I mean, there's going to be a lot of.
I was just going to say, unite. So the only way, that's the communication coming together. Because if you're separate groups, you have so much more power and strength together as, as united group, have more power. So is there not a way to unite our people where they would have a certain website for all the Tea Parties that felt the same way that there would be organized?
That'd be a good idea. I don't know if there's any effort organized state by state, or I don't have no idea. See, you got Advanced America here. They got over 3,500 churches in that one group there, here in Indiana. And that's what I'm saying. If you can
have a way
to bring them together, because I mean, a lot of concerns. Yeah, it's similar, but of course theirs is, of course, the gay marriage and the gay adoptions and teaching. One thing we stopped here, we had this thing, Senator License, called us down her district. They was passing a pamphlet out. It went to 13, 14. They got 2 black guys on the front, go through it. It's all street talk. They use the F word all the way through it. There's no medical thing. It's just all, and it shows different ways to have oral sex and stuff like that with women and guys and all that stuff. These random happens. I mean, it goes through a pretty explicit things to that. And we finally got it pulled out of the schools. I mean, after we, you have enough people show up. But it just, like I said, the thing that people don't realize, the things you battle on a weekly basis there. I mean, that's go down Southern Indiana, we're down there for a week just getting this stuff, you know. And then, of course, you get hit with the national groups, the gay groups, and the Rainbow Foundations and all that stuff, you know. And we're, it's just, you get inundated all the time, on all fronts, but it just, but like I said, the moral issue, I don't know how the Tea Party stands on that type of thing. I know there's a lot of just attacks and that type of thing, but if you don't bring the morals with it, I mean, it's useless.
Well, can you not have like can you not start with, well, like, with the NRA or with some of the other groups that have a lot of power, well, everybody would get things in the mail, questionnaires, you bring this or this or this. And, so many people, whether it be, I don't know whether you could, agree as a group or questions or what you were unhappy with as a nation and as a people, whether it be social security or taxes or whatever, to focus more on those issues in the beginning and take on from there. And then have that type of a, see how this works.
Yeah. A friend of mine, she moved from Farmersburg and then out to Seattle. Her husband works at the university out there now, but when they put her kids in school, of course, one of the first weeks that they were in school, the Rainbow Foundation brings their people in for a full week and inundates the kids on that type of lifestyle. And then, of course, she found out what was going on before the kids out put them in a Christian school after that. But I mean, that type of thing where they teach, daddy's special friend, the first grade and stuff goes on like that. And we've battled them battles for years now, like I said, stuff like this, but there's not very, like I said, out of 150 legislators, there's not a whole lot of them that will actually get on the front line, and take the hits,
How does all this come about when the majority of the people feel the way we do?
Like Mal on Hair, in God we trust, what I took prayer out of schools, remember? I mean, if that one woman started that, it's amazing.
The lady up front said, how can we do growth? Like Roger pointed out, each one of us brought one person next meeting, we'd be 140. And it just, a penny a day, double, you get $1 million, 30 days. So, you tell your friends, you convince your neighbors, you bring a relative, bring somebody. That's
That thing might be a good idea. Do you have a pastoral association here in Owen County, or?
Yes,
That might not be a bad idea to sit down with them. Have sit down and coffee and
Senator, I disagree with what you just said. And the reason I disagree with that is because most of the churches have a clause because they're incorporated. And if they're going to keep their incorporation and their tax liability, they cannot speak out against.
That's at the pulpit, though. That's on the pulpit. They can work with organizations like this.
Don't trust it.
Huh?
Don't trust it.
Well, I don't know, but
Because Indianapolis Baptist Temple did the same thing, and where are they at today?
I don't. But as long
No one
as if
stood
you
up.
have a sit down with them, it's like in this building right here. And they know their limitations. They already been schooled by their lawyers, I guarantee you. But because of that atmosphere. But there's a lot of things that they can do, and they should do.
Is there any preachers here tonight? No.
I'm going to try to touch on this lady's question here while I move on. How did the ordinance get the way it is and the laws get the way they are? Part of the reason that is because a lot of our politicians are doctors and lawyers. They're not common folk, down-to-earth people like Christy Rest, who's going to be running for Congress. We need to get more of them back in Congress and in the Senate to change this thing around. I don't think so.
You don't want any, how much power can she have?
Well, but if you don't start, you never get there. If you don't take the first step, then you can just sit back and say, well.
Well, I think that she has to have
If
total amount
it took us,
behind her.
in the Senate, I've been there 16, going on 17 years now, and we tried to start a conservative caucus up there. I mean, and then we finally got it 2 years ago. We finally got started. It took that long because of the fact of leadership. Too many chairs, positions away from you, projects out of the budget. You know, they took $6 million out of my budget one time. So I mean, that's what they do. I mean, leadership, they go after you. And they didn't have to start when we was fighting with President Pro Tem and Larry Morris, head of finance up there. And that's how I got, they labeled me the Maverick back in. And he said that there's more than one way to deal with Mavericks like Waterman. And after the year they started pulling funds away, like the University and places like that, in order to get all them people mad at me. See what I'm saying? A lot of different things they do. Pardon?
If we knew that that happened to you, then how would we invite the people behind you to support your cause?
Well, when the battle was, when that was well on back then, that a lot of the people of Vincent University understood what was going on, and they supported me anyway. So they lost the library project for 2 years, but we got it down the road, we got it back. It just took, like I said, an extra 2 years to do it. There's a lot of